Hello, everyone. My name is Ankit Chakravarti. Right.
Sir, Ankit sir. Hello, Ankit sir.
हेलो सर, वो आपको जरा उसमें
हाँ, मेरे को क्या अभी आवाज आ रही है?
Technical team, please stop live just for some time till the time faculty.
Yeah, yeah. Hello. Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Ankit Tosniwal, and today we will be starting the heads of the income under the Income Tax Act. Sorry for the delay. There is some technical issues. That's why the class has been delayed by 10 to 15 minutes. So, shall we start now? Yeah. First of all, if you give me the feedback whether you are here or not by saying either writing yes or no or by saying yes or no, that will be great help to me. Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. So today we will be starting the heads of the income. So before starting the heads of the income under the Income Tax Act, we have to understand. Okay, first let me go through what we will be study today. We will study today section 15 allowances, basic concepts of salary head, and HR and some numericals. Okay, so these are the points that we will cover today in this session, right? So before starting the heads of the income, we have to understand that under the Income Tax Act, the total income of any assessee is divided into 5 heads. And that is determined by Section 14. So what Section 14 says? Section 14 says that income should be divided into 5 heads. The number 1 head is income under the head. Am I audible now? Yeah. Okay. So income is divided under the 5 heads. The first one is income under the head salary. Second one is income under the head house property. Third one is income under the head profits and gains from business or profession. Fourth is income under the head capital gain. And the last one is, which is also known as the residual head, which is income under the head other sources. So we have to divide the income of the assessee under the 5 heads as per the basis of charge or charging sections of the respective heads. In every head, there is a section or there are some concept which determine that which income will be taxable under that particular head. Fine. So today we will understand which income is taxable under the head salary. Similarly, after completing the salary, we will understand which income is taxable under that house property, and goes on, right? So in every head, we have some sections which is there is echo still? Is there any echo still? Okay. So in every head, there are some sections or some particular concept which determine that which income is taxable under which head. And we have to bifurcate the income accordingly. Okay. We cannot say that if an income is taxable according to the Income Tax Act under the head salary, but we can show that into the underhead house property. That is not possible. This is not allowed. We have to show the income of a particular head into that head only. Why? Any idea? Why we have to do like this only? Any idea? Any idea? For easy calculation, no. Not for easy calculation. Okay. For tax rates, okay. Fine. In every head, there are some particular provisions, and there are some particular under that provision there are some particular deductions or exemptions. Okay, and every head has its own deduction and has its own exemption. So we cannot say if income is taxable under the head house property and there is some exemption or deduction available to that income, and we can show that income under the head salary only to evade the tax. Getting my point? Because in every head, if you already studied the basic chapter, how we can calculate the taxes. For calculating the tax, we have to calculate the gross total income, and after calculation of the gross total income, we have to deduct some deduction, that is deduction under 80C to 80U, section 80C to 80U. Then only we will able to get taxable income on which we will apply the tax rates, correct? So to get the gross total income, we have to aggregate the income of all the 5 heads, right? But before aggregating the income of all the 5 heads, we have to calculate the net taxable income under that particular head. And to calculate the net taxable income under that particular head, in every head there is some deduction. So first of all, we have to calculate the gross income under the head salary. Then we will deduct some deductions. Then we are able to get net income under the head salary. Okay. Similarly with the house property, similarly with the PGPP, similarly with capital gain and other sources. So we have to first calculate the net income under all the 5 heads. Then we will club it and we will get the GTI after adjustment of the clubbing and set off and carry forward and set off, right? So if you see, in every head there is some deductions allowed. but that deduction has some provision. Say, for example, is if an income is taxable under the head salary, but there is no deduction under that head for that income. That's why you want to show that income under that PGBP, profits and gains from business or profession, because there is some deduction. But this is not correct. This is only you are showing to evade the taxes, which is not right. So we have to show every income under the particular head to which it relates. Correct? Are you getting my point? So section 14 says that the income under the head, the income under the Income Tax Act is divided into 5 equal heads. And the chronological order of these heads cannot be changed. The first head is always income under the head salary. The second head is always income under that house property. Similarly, third is PGBP, fourth is capital gain, and last one is other sources. Other sources is also known as residual head. Why? Why it is called residual head? Anybody? Anybody? Why the income under that house other sources also called residual head? Can you please answer, anybody? Correct. If due to the provisions of a particular head, that is in the first 4 heads, that is salary, house property, PGBP or capital gain, if the income is not taxable under that head and that income is not exempted under the Income Tax Act, then we will show that income under the head other sources. Under the head other sources. It means the income which is not taxable under any other head and which is also not exempted. So we will show that income under the head other sources. Correct? That's why it is also known as residual head. This is all about section 14. Okay. Now, before starting the salary head, we have to understand that under the Finance Act 2024, we have two tax regimes. The old one and the new one. The old one is optional regime and the new one is default regime. Point to be noted, the old regime and default regime. And the old regime is optional one and the new regime is default one. What is the difference? There is a difference of tax rates under the old regime and the new regime. Under new regime, the tax rates are lower as compared to the old regime, but there are some exemptions or deductions which are not available under the new regime. Correct? So, new regime is default regime. What does this mean? What does this mean? The new regime is default regime. Anybody please try to answer why the new regime is, what does this mean that the new regime is default regime? No, not same for all ages. It is same for all ages, that is correct. No, default regime means the individual and HUF. For individual and HUF, there are two regime schemes, old, that is according to the old provisions of the Act, and new regime, that is according to the section 115 BAC. Right? So the new regime is default regime. This means the ACC, individual or HUF, has an option either to opt old regime or they can opt the new regime. Right? Either they can opt for the old regime or they can go with the new regime. If an ACC does not exercise any option, then he will be taxable according to the new regime. That's why it is default. Default means if you not exercise any option, that means you are opting the new regime only, and you will be taxed according to the new regime. Now getting my point? So if you want to opt for the old regime, you have to exercise the option before the filing of the return. Correct? Now let's revise the tax rates under the new regime. So under the new regime, that is defined by section 115 BAC, if the income is up to 3 lakh, there will be no tax. That is, the tax rate is nil. Income, what income? Taxable income or total income. That is after the deduction. if income is 3 to 7 lakhs, that it will be taxed at 5% rate. If it is 7 to 10 lakhs, then 10%, 10 to 12, then 15%, 12 to 15, then 20%. And above 15 lakhs, if the income is above 15 lakhs, the tax rate will be 30%, right? However, if the income of the CC does not exceed 7 lakhs, then there will be no taxation. Why? Because of the rebate under section 87A. Rebate under section 87A under the new regime is that if the income of the CC does not exceed 7 lakhs, then he will be eligible for a rebate, either 25,000 or the amount of tax, whichever is less. So if you calculate that up to the 7 lakhs, the tax will be 25,000 and you can get the rebate of 25,000, then there will be no taxation on you. So this is all about the old new regime, which is the default one. Fine. However, we will study under the heads that some exemptions and deductions is not available under the new regime. Getting my point? Getting my point? Say yes or no. Okay. Now, under the old regime, the tax rates are as follows. If you opt for the old regime, the tax rates are as follows. If you are an individual whose age is less than 60 years, if you are an individual or a CC is an individual whose whose age is less than 60 years, then the tax rate will be as follows. Up to 2,50,000, there will be no tax rate. That is the nil tax rate. Or 2,50,000 to 5 lakh, 5%. 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 20%. Point to be noted, there is a यहां से अगर यहां जा रहा है तो यहां पे 2,50,000 to 5 lakh होगा तो 5% रेट है, बट 5 lakh से 10 lakh हो रहा है तो द रेट विल बी 20%. And if the income is above 10 lakhs, the rate will be 30%. This is for the individual whose age is less than 60 years. If an individual who is resident, point to be noted, who is resident, whose age is 60 years or above but less than 80 years, whose age is 60 years or above but less than 80 years, जिसको हम कहेंगे senior citizen. If a person is a resident senior citizen, then the tax rate will be, there will be no taxation up to the rupees 3 lakh. Up to rupees 3 lakh. If an individual is a normal individual who is less than of the age of 60 years, then the up to 2,50,000, there will be no tax, right? But 2,50,000 to 5 lakh, 5%. But in the case of senior citizen who is resident in India, up to 3 lakh, there will be no tax rate. 3 lakh to 5 lakh, again same, 5%. 5 to 10 lakh, 20%. And above 10 lakh, 30%. Right? And in the case of a super senior citizen, who is super senior citizen? The person whose age is 80 years or more. The person whose age is 80 years or more is super senior citizen if it's citizen of India. So if it's resident of India. If a person is resident of India and whose age is 80 years or more, then up to 5 lakh, there will be no tax. Up to 5 lakh, there will be no tax. 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 20%. So here, there is no 5% slab. Okay. There is no 5% slab. Point to be noted. Fine. Because up to 5 lakh, there is no tax. So 5 to 10 lakh, again 20%. Above 10 lakh, 30%. In the old regime, there is a rebate of 12,500 or amount of tax, whichever is less, if the income of the CC does not exceed 5 lakh. This 12,500 is tax. This is tax rebate, not the income. Okay. If the income does not exceed 5 lakh, then the rebate on the old regime will be rupees 12,500 or amount of tax, whichever is less. Got my point? So this is all about the section 14, that we have to divide the income under the income tax act into 5 heads, and we have 2 regimes. The optional one and the default one. Optional one is the old regime, this one. While the new regime is the default regime, in which the tax rate is as follows. Okay, now we will start income under the head salary. Income under the head salary. So first of all, we have to determine which income is taxable under the head salary. This is the first head. This is the first head, right? Income under the head salary. So we have to determine that which income is taxable under the head salary. Which income is taxable under the head salary? Anybody have any idea about it? So the remuneration received from the employer, Pranav said. Government salary. Okay. So let me explain first. Let me explain. If there is a relationship between the payer and the payee, that is of employer and employee. If the relationship between the payer and payee is of employer and employee, then the income earned by such employee from that employer is taxable under the head salary. What does this mean? What does this mean? Employer and employee relationship should be there. If there is an employer and employee relationship, then the income is taxable under the head salary. If the relationship between payer and payee is of master servant, employer employee, then such income is taxable under the head salary. Whose income? Employee's income. Employee's income is taxable under the head salary. What is the meaning of master and servant? Master means if a person is an employer of any other individual, then he can determine the manner of performance of his work, how he will work. He may order him and he has to follow his order. That is the point. So he defined the manner of the performance of his duties. How he conduct his duties is determined by the employer. Then in such case, there is a relationship of employee and employer. And if there is a relationship of employee and employer, then such income is taxable under the head salary. Such income is taxable under the head salary. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? Say yes or no. First, I repeat again, if there is a employer-employee relationship, master or servant relationship, then the income of the such employee is taxable under the head salary, otherwise not. Otherwise not. Fine. Employer is one who can determine the manner of the performance of the duties of another person, who can guide, not only guide, who can order also, that how he should conduct his duties. That is the person who is employer. So if such relationship is there, employer and employer, then the income is taxable under the head salary. Now, answer me one question. There is a employer, Mr. X, and employee, Mr. A. Employer paid a salary of 10,000 per month to Mr. A. Getting my point? Mr. X Mr. X, Mr. A, 10,000 per month salary. And there is an employer-employee relationship. Then this 10,000 per month is taxable under the head A, as it is the income of A. So in the hands of A, as it is the income of A, so it is taxable in which head? It is taxable in which head? salaries, income under the head salaries. Okay. Right? But what if after the retirement, A is getting the pension, then such pension is taxable under which head? Salary, because it is nothing but it is extension of that employer-employee relationship. It is nothing but extension of that employer-employee relationship. Correct now? Isn't it? Correct? So that pension is also taxable under the head salary. So which income is taxable under the head salary? If there is an employer-employee relationship, then the income is taxable under the head salary. Correct? Okay. And the employer should make the payment under the capacity of employer. Under the capacity of employer. Right? That is the point. Now, first of all, we have to understand that how many sections we are going to study under this head. Basically, we are going to study 3 sections, 15, 16 and 17. Okay, 15, 16 and 17. Section 15 is basis of charge. That is charging section. And every head has its own basis of charge or charging section. Under the capacity of employer, okay. Under the capacity of employer, it means he should make the payment as if he is the employer. What does that mean? For example, Mr. X is the employer of Mr. A. Okay, and he is giving his salary as an employer, right? So that income is taxable under that salary. But if Mr. X is an employer and he is giving some loan on behalf of Mr. Y, he is giving some loan or some payment on behalf of Mr. Y. So is Mr. Y is the employer of Mr. A? Is Mr. Y is employer of Mr. A? No. And the payment made by the employer is on behalf of Mr. Y? Is on behalf of the Mr. Y. So is that such payment he is making to Mr. A? Is he making as a capacity of employer? No, he is not making as a capacity of employer. He is only making the payment on behalf of Y, and Y is not the employer. So he is not making the payment on as a capacity of employer. So such loan or such payment is not taxable under the head salary. That's what I mean. We will discuss it later. Again, we will discuss it later. Don't worry. So till now you are getting my point now. Understood? Correct? Okay. Now, in this head, we will study 3 major sections. That is section 15, section 16 and section 17. Section 15 is basis of charge. And every head, there is a basis of charge or charging section. And you have to mug up those sections. So section 15 is charging section of income under the head salary. Section 16 defines the deductions under the head salary. Deductions under the head salary. Okay. And section 17 define meaning of salary, perquisites or profit in lieu of salary. So here it is. Section 15 is charging section. Section 16 is deduction. We will study in the coming session. Section 17 is meaning. Meaning of salary. Meaning of perquisite. What is perquisite? We will study further in the coming sessions. and profit in lieu of salary. That we will also cover in the further sessions. So there are major 3 sessions that we will study under this head: 15, 16, and 17. And you have to remember these sections. Section 16 is deduction under the head salary. Section 15 is chargeabilities or charging section under the of salary head. And 17 is meaning. First of all, let's see what is section 15. So in every head, there is a charging section which determines the point of taxation. In which year or at what time that income is taxable under income tax act under that particular head. That is determined by that charging section. So under the head salary, section 15 says that the salary is taxable due or receipt, whichever is earlier. Due or receipt, whichever is earlier, on the basis of either due or either receipt, whichever is earlier. What it defines? Due or receipt, whichever is earlier. Salary is taxable when the salary is taxable. In which month or in which year the salary is taxable is determined. It is taxable either on due basis or receipt basis, whichever is earlier. इनमें से जो पहले हो जाएगा उस डेट पे सैलरी टैक्सेबल हो जाएगी. उस डेट पे सैलरी का पॉइंट ऑफ टैक्सेशन डिफाइन हो जाएगा. फाइन. फॉर एग्जांपल मिस्टर एक्स, ओके, Mr. Y, he is employer, employee. ER means employer, E means employee. I will write like this. Okay? So if he gives a salary of 10,000 per month to Mr. Y, and the salary is due on last day of month, while receipt on first day of next month, when it is taxable. If it is a month of March, so it is taxable in March or in February. So we will check the concept that under the head salary, section 15 mind, it should be taxable either due or receipt, whichever is earlier. So due, it is due on last day of the same month. That is 31st March. It is due on 31st March. Correct. While it is received on first day of the next month. That is April 1. Whichever is earlier? 31st March. So it will be taxable on 31st March. So if it is March 2024, so it is taxable in the financial year or previous year. In which previous year it is taxable? 23-24. Fine. But what if it is due on 7th of next month? It is due on 7th of next month. When it is, what is the point of taxation for this? So due date is 7th of next month. That is 7th April. While it is received on 1st April. So due receipt, which is earlier date, 1st of April. So it is taxable. It is the basis of charge says due receipt is which is earlier. That is 1st of April. But from April, the new previous year is started. That is 24-25. So it will be taxable under the previous year 24-25. Yes, Rajulil. Yeah, please tell me. Okay. Fine, you are getting my point now. So salary is taxable due receipt on whichever is earlier basis. ठीक है, either you are following cash basis or accrual basis, it is irrelevant here. Due receipt whichever is earlier. Fine. Number one thing. Mr. X. Mr. A. Employer. Employee. Okay. Mr. A receives advance salary of April 25, I mean 2025, on March 2025. Now what? Now what? Yes, receipt basis. Because he is getting the advance salary. That is, it is received, it will be due on April, while it is received in March. So it will be taxable in March. That is 24-25, correct? Correct. So advance salary is always taxable on receipt basis. Advance salary is always taxable on receipt basis. That is clear? Yes, Bhagwan, please tell me. Okay, the normal provision says that the salary is taxable due or received which is earlier. But in the case of advance salary, as we know, it is received earlier. So advance salary is always taxable on receipt basis, payment basis. Correct? But what if? Is that the same salary is taxable in the previous year 25-26? Again? No, because there is no double taxation under the Income Tax Act. The same income cannot be taxed twice. As it is already taxed in the year 24-25, it will not taxable again in the year 25-26. Okay? So it cannot be subsequently brought to tax in the year in which it becomes due. Clear? Eh? Now the last point. Arrear of salary. Arrear of salary is taxable on due basis. But if it is not taxed on due basis, it is taxed on receipt basis. It is taxed on receipt basis. If the salary paid in arrears has already been assessed on due basis, the same cannot be taxed again when it is paid. What is arrear, first of all? What is arrear? Arrear of salary. What does this mean? What does this mean? Anybody have any idea what is arrear? Outstanding salary. Okay, salary not given by the employer. Okay, outstanding already, but that will be taxable on due basis if it is outstanding. Outstanding is when a salary becomes outstanding, when it is due. Achha, what is the meaning of due? First of all, when you will say the salary is due, always there is an agreement and there is a date defined under that agreement between the employer and employer that salary will be due on that particular date. That is the due date. But what is the meaning of due? Due means the employee received the right to receive that salary. Employee received the rights of that salary. That is due. Okay? Correct? Fine. Now, what is the arrear of salary? So if it is outstanding, it means it is already due and it will be taxed on the due basis. Correct. There are some cases. For example, Mr. A. He is an employer. Mr. X, employee. X current salary is 10,000 per month. Right? Getting my point? Fine. Now, employer increase his salary by 5,000 per month. Okay. So from here, his salary will be 15,000 per month. That is correct. That is correct. But he increased his salary with retrospective effect. Retrospective effect. What does this mean? If the date of joining of Mr. X is 1st Jan 2015, what does this mean? Retrospective effect means from the very beginning. From the very beginning. Very beginning doesn't mean then when the Mr. X born. It means when the Mr. X joined that company from that year. If any section comes with the effect of retrospective effect, what does this mean? For example, if a section that is inserted in Finance Act 2020, fine, and in Finance Act 2024, there is some retrospective effect regarding that section. There is some retrospective effect regarding that section. What does this mean? That section is applicable from the Income Tax Act 1961. Are you getting my point? What I'm saying? Are you getting my point? What I'm saying? If a section is inserted in 2020 and there is some retrospective effect to that section in 2024, so that retrospective effect will start from 1961. That is from the very beginning. That is when from the very beginning is 1961, or from 2022. From 2020, because that section itself born in 2020. अरे भाई वो सेक्शन ही 2020 में आया था. So that retrospective effect will start from 2020. Similarly, in this case, the retrospective salary will start from 2015. So from 2015 to 2024, 5,000 per month. क्या ये पहला टैक्स हो चुका था? No. So either it was due, it was not due. It was not due because there was no such decision pending that there will be an increment. The increment decision taken in 2024 with the retrospective effect to those years. So this salary is arrear, and this arrear of 5,000 per month was not taxable on due basis. That's why we will tax it on receipt basis. So arrear, that is the arrear. So if arrear is not taxed on due basis, then it will be taxed on receipt basis. Got my point? Now it is clear. Now it is clear. It is clear now? Okay, great. Now we will see an example. Okay. Here it is. Example number 1. if Mr. A draws his salary in advance for the month of April 25 in month of March 25 itself, the same becomes chargeable on receipt basis. We already understand this. We already discussed this. Correct? And is to be assessed as income of the previous year 24-25. And it is not again taxable in the previous year 25-26. Correct? So this is done. This is done now. Okay. Second example. If the salary due for March 25 is received by A later in the month of April 25, it is still chargeable as an income of the previous year 24-25. Why? Salary due for March received by Mr. A in the month of April, but it is still chargeable in the previous year 24-25. Why? Because due or receipt which is earlier, and it is due in March 25, so it is taxable in 24-25, because March 25 is previous year 24-25. Correct? Okay. Okay. Next, advance salary we already discussed. Achha, there is a difference between advance salary and advance against salary. There is a difference between advance salary and advance against salary. Okay. So what is the difference? Advance against salary. If an employee gets an advance against the salary, then it will be adjusted from the future salary. Correct? For example, if employee's salary is 10,000 per month, but he is getting the advance from this salary 5,000. Give me a second. Yeah. So this 5,000 is not a salary. It's not a salary. It is advance from that salary. Advance salary is different from the advance against the salary. Due concept of not clear? Due means if a salary is due on March 2025 and the charging section says that due or receipt which is earlier. If a salary due on 2025 March, right, while it is received in April, so it will be taxable in March 2025. Correct? Virendra? Is it correct, Virendra? Okay. Now, advance salary, it is taxable on receipt basis. Okay. Yes, I am receiving the messages. And advance salary, it means the salary of following month, and you are received it in advance in previous month. For example, the salary of April month, you are receiving it in March. So it is advance salary and it is taxable on receipt basis because it is वो कभी due ही नहीं हुई ना. It will be due in the April only, but you received it in the March. So it is advance salary and it is taxable on receipt basis. Correct? Second thing is that there is advance against salary. You are not getting salary. You are just getting the advance, not the salary. Just like you are getting the loan against the salary. You are not getting salary. You are getting the loan against the salary. You have salary that is like that will be treated like a deposit with your employer, and you are getting the loan from the employer, and that loan will be adjusted against the salary of following month. So that loan is repayable. That advance is repayable, but salary is not repayable. If you are getting a salary from an employer, will you again give it back to the employer? No. So it is, the salary is not repayable, but the loan or advance against the salary is repayable. So it is not treated as income of that year. Okay, it is not treated the income of that year. This is what it's saying. Difference between advance salary and advance against salary. Loan is different from salary. First point here. When employee takes a loan from his employer, which is repayable in certain specified installments, the loan amount cannot be brought to tax as salary of the employee. Right? If it is fully repayable, it is not an income at all. So it is not taxable under the head salary because it is not an income. Right? It is repayable. Similarly, advance against salary is different from advance salary. It is advance taken by the employee from employer. This advance is generally adjusted with salary over specified time period. It cannot be taxed as salary. It is not salary. In this case, if he received advance against the salary of 5,000, he received advance, not advance salary. There is a difference between what? Advance salary is different from advance against salary. If he received this 5,000 in March, salary becomes due in April. So this whole salary is taxable in April. That is 10,000. But the employee will receive only 5,000 after adjusting this 5,000. Employee will receive only 5,000 because from this 10,000, the employer will adjust this 5,000. So it is not an income. This is the income that will be due in April. That will be received in April. So it is taxable in April only. Got it? Am I right? Or am I right? No, his income is 10,000. That is the point. His income is not 5,000. His income is 10,000, but he received only 5,000 because he already received 5,000 as an advance against salary. No, 5,000 is taxable. Wait. Virendra. Okay, this is salary which will be due in April, received in April, so taxable in April. Right? This is clear now. Now he received advance against this salary. So he has to make he has to repay this advance now. So what the employer will do? Employer has to pay this advance, this salary to A. A has to give this advance to employee. So it's better now. Employee will pay only 5,000 in the coming month after adjusting this 5,000 of advance against salary. So the taxable amount is 10,000. But he will receive only 5,000 after adjusting the advance against salary. Clear now? Clear? Okay. Now this is all about the basic of the salary. That's section 15 and due or received which is earlier. Okay. Now there are some scenarios which we have to discuss. Number one, as we discussed, the income is taxable under the head salary only when there is a relationship of employee and employer. Correct? If there is an employer-employer relationship, then only it is taxable under the head salary. Now coming to an example, Sujata, an actress, is employed in Chopra film, where she paid a monthly remuneration of 2 lakh. She acted in various films produced by various producers. The remuneration for acting in such film is directly paid to Chopra film by the producer. Again, I am repeating. Sujata is employed under Chopra Films Productions Limited. He acted in various films, and the remuneration for those films is directly paid to Chopra Productions. And Chopra Production is paying Sujata 2 lakh per month. So such 2 lakh per month is taxable under the head salary or not? 2 lakh is taxable under the head salary or not? Bhumika, why no? And if yes, why yes? So there are two terms. Let us understand those two terms. The first term is contract of service, and second term is contract for service. If you have a contract of service, then there is employee-employer relationship. If there is a contract of service, then the person whom you are providing the service can determine the manner of performance of your duties, can order also you that how you have to perform the duties, in what manner you have to perform the duties. If there is a contract of service, while there is a contract for service, here there is no employee-employer relationship. Here, the other person to whom you are providing the service can give a target which you have to achieve. But he cannot determine that how you have to achieve that target, what is the manner of performance of your duties, and he cannot order you. Okay? So there are two terms, contract of service or contract for service. If there is a contract of service, it is taxable under the head salary. If there is a contract for service, it is not taxable under the head salary. It is either taxable under the head other sources or business or profession, as the case may be. For example, in this case, Sujata is an actress and employed by Chopra Films, and he is getting 2 lakh from Chopra. So there is a master-servant relationship because there is a contract of service. He is working under Chopra Films because when she acts for other films, the remuneration from those films is received by Chopra Films, not by Sujata. Sujata is getting the remuneration from Chopra Films, and Chopra Film is receiving the remuneration from other filmmakers for the services provided by the Sujata. So this is contract of service, and this is taxable under the head salary. So this 10 lakh is taxable under, so 2 lakh is taxable under that salary. But if Sujata acts in various films, for example, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan acts in various films, and he is getting the remuneration for acting in those films, not by a single banner, not by a single production house, but he received the remuneration from different production houses, right? So there is a contract of service that he is providing the service to different banner of houses, not on employee-employer relationship. So that will be taxable under the head PGPP or other sources as the case may be. That we will discuss later in the sessions. So here, in the above example, if Sujata acts in various films and get fees from different producers, he is not getting free from Chopra or from a single banner. The same income will be chargeable as a income from profession, since the relationship of employee-employer does not exist Sujata and the film producer. Getting my point? Say yes or no. So we have to check whether there is an employee-employer relationship or not. If there is an employee-employer relationship, like in the very first example, that he is getting the salary from the one single banner, and if he works for other banner, the remuneration for those from those banners received by Chopra Film, right? So that is taxable under that salary. But in the another case, he is individually receiving the remuneration from different banners, and that's why it is income from profession. It's his profession, acting, which is taxable under the head income from profession. Income from profession. The second is income from profession. Until unless it's not his business, it's not his profession. So we will discuss later whether it will go under the head other sources or profession. So either other sources or either profession. But in the most cases, for example, in the case of the Shah Rukh Khan, it is taxable under that profession. Okay. Now, commission received from commission received by a director from a company, where it is taxable. Commission received by a director from a company. Is it taxable under the head salary? Is it taxable under the head salary? Say yes or no. Why? Why no? Why no? See, if that director, there are two types of directors. Director can also be employee. So if the director is an employee, then the salary on the capacity of employee is taxable under the head salary. If the director is an employee, it is an executive director. If director is an employee, then the salary on the capacity of employee is taxable under the head salary. But if he is not an employee, then all the remuneration received from him by him is taxable under the head business or profession, under business or other sources. But sitting fees, that is, sitting fees is why the sitting fees is paid to the director for attending the meetings, right? So sitting fees, if he is getting any sitting fee, then it is always taxable under the head PGBP or other sources, not under the head salary. So we have to check whether there is a relationship of employer-employer. So if the director is also an employee of the company and he is receiving a salary as an employee of the company, then that salary is taxable under the head salaries. But if he is not an employee of the company, so it is taxable under that PGBP. But sitting fees is always taxable under that other sources. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. Second question. Salary received by a partner from a firm. Salary received by a partner from a firm. Okay. See, commission received by a director. I'm repeating again. If he is receiving it as a salary and he is also an employee of a company, then it is taxable under the head salary. Okay. But he is not an employee of a company and he is getting a commission. Then such commission is taxable under the head business or profession or other sources as the case may be. Okay. But however, sitting fees is taxable under the head income from other sources. Why? Because sitting fees, he is getting the sitting fee only as he can get the sitting fee only as the capacity of a director. So it is your homework. Understand what is sitting fees. And sitting fees, if he is getting the sitting fee, then such income is taxable under their income from other sources or PGBP as the case may be. We will discuss later. Okay. Now my question is, if a partner is receiving a salary from a firm, is it taxable under the head salary? Because it is a salary itself. Say yes or no, or answer me. If a partner is receiving a salary from a firm, is it taxable under the head income from the salary? As the name suggests, it's a salary. First, question yourself, is there is an employee-employer relationship. If there is an employee-employer relationship, see, if you understand the definition of partnership, every partner is an agent of another partner and also a principal of another partner. So the relationship of partnership established on the concept of agency, that is principal or agent relationship. If there is a principal or agent relationship, then there is no question arises that such salary is taxable under the head salary, because there is no employer-employee relationship. No, it's not about they are getting out of the profit. It's about the relationship between the partner and other partner is every partner act as an agent of another partner and also as a principal of another partner. Okay. Hardik, I am able to see your messages. So there is a concept of agency. Every partner is an agent as well as principal of another partner. Therefore, partner is not an employer, neither an employee of another partner. Therefore, the salary from a firm is not taxable under the head salary. It is taxable under that PGBP, business or profession. Got it? My next point is salary received by judges. Is it taxable under the head salary? If yes, why? Who is the employer? Who is the employer? So there is a case law and it is defined that judges are deemed to be employed by the law. Are deemed to be employed by the law, and law is the employer. And law is the employer. So it is taxable under the head salary because there is employer-employee relationship. Third point, remuneration received by member of parliament or state legislature. Is it taxable under the head salary? MP and MLA की salary, is it taxable under the head salary? No. No. There is no employer-employee relationship. This is the concept that you have to remember. MP and MLA is not an employee of the government. So there is no employer-employee relationship and it is taxable under the head other sources. Fine. Another example. Official liquidator appointed by the court or central government. Official liquidator appointed by the court or central government. In the case of the liquidation of a company, the official liquidator appointed by the court or central government, its salary is taxable under the head salary because he is appointed by the central government or the court. His employer is central government. Got it? Last one. This is very important. Very, very important. A professor who teaches in a college and receives 10,000 per month. Is such 10,000 per month is taxable under the head salary? Professor is teaching in a college, receive 10,000 per month. Is this taxable under the head salary? Yes, because there is employer-employee relationship between the college and the teacher or professor. So it is taxable. Now, the same professor receiving remuneration for checking the examination paper from the university, of the university. Such remuneration is taxable or not under the head salary. So, if he is checking the salary of, he is checking the examination paper of that college students, then it is taxable under the head salary. Point to be noted. If he is checking the examination paper of that college student, it is taxable under the head salary. But he is checking the examination papers of university, which is not the employer of that professor or teacher. So, such remuneration received is taxable under the head other where he is employed, then it will be salary. And but if he is checking the paper from university, it will be IFS, income from other sources. University can control the college, and college can control the professor. I will explain again contract of service and contract for service. I will explain again. Don't worry, Hardik. YouTube salary we will discuss later. Is YouTube is an employer? Is YouTube an employer? There is a contract for service with the YouTube, not contract of service. Okay. Can I move forward? So these are the important concepts which I need to discuss regarding the which income is taxable under the head salary and which income is not taxable under the head salary. This is the foundation of this chapter. If you are able to understand this, then only we will be able to understand the coming provisions. This is the foundation of this chapter. Section 15, due receipt which is earlier. Okay. And employee-employer relationship. Okay. There are some other important scenarios which I need to discuss. Mr. X employee. Listen carefully. Please listen carefully. Mr. X employee getting salary of 10,000 per month from a company ABC, works in morning shift. He also received 15,000 per month from company B, evening shift. Which salary is taxable under the head salary? I repeat again. Mr. X, who is an employee, received salary of 10,000 per month in the morning shift from ABC company and 15,000 per month from B company in the evening shift. Which is taxable under the head salary? Both. There is an employee-employee relationship. So, whether salary is part-time, full-time, it is salary. If there is a relationship of employee-employer, it is taxable under that salary. Okay? Fine. Again, Mr. ABC, employer, taxable under that salary. Evening shift, he is working in P company. Now he retires from X company. Sorry, from ABC company. Right? But he is still also getting pension of 5,000 per month. Is it taxable under the head salary? Yes, it is taxable under the head salary because it is an extension of that agreement only. So here one more concept. Employer may be past or future also. He is his past employer. So and his salary is taxable. correct? So employer may be past, future or present. Future, in some cases there are cases we will discuss in this chapter only. So employer may be past, future or present. Employer may be he may be employed in a part time or full time. If there is a relationship of employer, it is taxable under the head salary. The first case is over. Have you studied the section 9? Deemed to accrue rise in India? Yes? So where the salary is deemed to accrue rise, place of accrual salary. Anybody can answer? Salary is deemed to accrue or rise where the services are rendered. Where you have rendered the services, the salary is deemed to accrue or rise. If you're rendering the service in India, the salary will accrue or rise in India. What is outside India? Riddhi? If you are rendering the services in India, then it is deemed to accrue or arise in India. And if you are rendering services outside India, then it is deemed to accrue or rise outside in India. This is all about section 9 related to the salary. But there is one more concept in section 9. If a person is Indian citizen and he is employed by the government of India, who is rendering services out of India, what are the major points? Citizen of India. Number 1. Rendering services outside India. Number 3. Employed by government of India. Who are these? But of course, embassies or raw agent, correct? Correct? So if a person is a citizen of India who rendered service outside India and who is appointed by the government of India, in that case, his salary is always deemed to accrue or rise in India. Is always deemed to accrue or rise in India. If the salary is received from government of India, always deemed to accrue or rise in India, correct? And for such employee, point to be noted here, for such employee, all the allowances and perquisites are exempted. We will discuss in this chapter only. All the allowances and perquisites regarding the salary head is exempted. I will ask in the later session. Okay, allowances and perquisites is exempted. Correct? Getting my point? Okay. So there is no difference between salary and wages under the Income Tax Act. There is no difference between salary and wages. Wages generally received by a person who do not possess technical knowledge, right? Like workers. While salary received by a person who have some professional knowledge. Correct? So there is no difference between salary and wages under the head salaries or under Income Tax Act. It is taxable under the head salary if there is a relationship of employee and employer. Right? This is also completed. More than one source. You can receive salary from more than one source. We already discussed. Okay? From present past employee, we already discussed. Right? Place of accrual, we discussed. Full-time and part-time, we discussed. Now, there is an example. Mr. John. Okay. employer. Miss Sarah, employee. Salary, $50,000 per month. Okay. Okay. Now Miss Sarah says, Mr. John, I don't want salary. Keep it with you. I don't want salary for this month. Keep it with you. And he denied to receive that salary. काफी अमीर है. He denied to receive salary. Mr. John is an employer. Miss Sarah, employee. Salary 50,000 per month. Miss Sarah, for the month of March, denied to receive the salary, or either he directed Mr. John donate it. He donated to Mr. John. Is this taxable under the head salary? Say yes or no. Is this, first of all, is this income of Miss Sarah? Is this income of Miss Sarah? Okay. Have you studied the concept of application of income? See, Sarah can donate this salary only if she received right to receive this salary. So if it is due and Sarah denied to receive it, or Sarah says donate it to somebody else, or Sarah says I don't want this salary, or either Sarah donate it to John itself. So this is only an application of income. Once the salary is due, right to receive income received, and this is only an application of income. After receiving the right to receive the income, Sarah can do anything else, but it is an income of Sarah. Then it is an income of Sarah, and it is taxable under the head salary. And this concept is known as foregone of salary. It is clear? It is clear? Say yes or no fast, fast. We have a lot of topics to cover today. Fast. Right? Now, again, Sarah. Employee, 90,000 per month. Central Government of India. Donate or foregone. If Sarah donate or foregone or surrender salary to Center of Government of India, then is it taxable? He can surrender, he can donate, sorry, she can surrender or she can donate only when she had right to receive income. That is, it is already due. But it is taxable or not? It is not taxable because there is a specific provision. If an employee, listen, if an employee surrender his salary or her salary to the Government of India under the surrender of salaries scheme, then it is not taxable and it is not treated as salary, it is exempted. So there are 2 points, foregone of salary and surrender of salary. First of all, foregone of salary. Once a salary accrues, point to be noted, accrues. You have completed your work, it is accrued. Salary accrued throughout the year. It due at the end of the month and it received on the due date or after maybe due date. But it accrues throughout the month. So if salary accrues that you have rendered the services, the subsequent waiver by the employee does not absolve him from liability to income tax. Such waiver is on application and hence chargeable to tax. This is application of income. he applying his income. Whatever he want to do, he can do or she can do with his income, whether to donate, whether to waive, whatever. Absolve meaning he cannot. Absolve meaning, okay, it's your homework. Just search. Fine. Surrender of salary. If an employee surrender his salary in the public interest to the central government under section 2 of the Voluntary Surrender of Salaries Act 1961, the salary so surrender would be exempt while computing his taxable income. This is exempt. 2 major points you have to remember: central government and voluntary surrender of salary scheme or act. Then it is exempt. Okay, these are the all scenarios regarding the salary. We have only 10 minutes time to solve these questions, and it's your work. Try to solve this question right now. First question. Mr. Sharma, basic salary, here it is. Mr. Sharma, basic salary is rupees 50,000 per month. Salary, he nahi hai. His salary due at end of same month, but for March he received it on 10th of April. Calculate whether the salary for March will be taxable in the financial year ending on 31st March or the next financial year. Answer. Yeah, if which portion he is surrendering to the central government of India is exempt only, not the whole salary. Okay, not the whole salary. Answer fast. I am waiting for the answer. See, salary due in which year? Salary due on 31st March. However, it is received on April. So, due received which is earlier, taxable in the year of 31st March. Okay, 50,000 per month. Correct now? This is very easy. Second question. Varun, basic salary 60,000 per month. His salary for each month is due on the first day of the following month and is credited to his account on the 7th day of the next month. Due on first day of the next month. Right? Received on 10th of the next month. Correct? Correct? Calculate the total salary taxable for the financial April 1, 2024 to March 31, 2025. Date of joining 1st Jan 2023. Answer me. But due is earlier. That is correct. Due is earlier. Due receipt is earlier. That is correct. Due on the first day of the next month. Point to be noted, next month. So March salary will due on April 2025. That is the point to consider. March salary will receive in next month 10th and due on April salary will due on May. Salary May on June on July, August, September, and so on. January salary will due on next month or received also next month. So taxable tax point next month. Correct? Correct? January, February, March, April. Correct? So only from May to March salary is taxable. Sorry. Pardon. Only from April to February salary is taxable, because March salary will taxable in the next financial year. April to Feb is taxable in this financial year, because salary of March of current financial year will be taxable in the next financial year, as it is due and received both in the next financial year. This is clear? This is clear? यहां तक हो मेरे साथ? एक कॉन्सेप्ट बताने वाला हूं, इसलिए दैट्स व्हाई आई एम आस्किंग. दिस इज क्लियर? अप्रैल सैलरी विल ड्यू इन May, so it is taxable in May, June, July. Similarly, January to February होगा, February, March and April. April next financial year. So we will not count the salary of March in this financial year. So we will count the salary from April to February this financial year. Correct? But he joined in 1st Jan, right? करेक्ट ना? वो पहले से अब कंपनी के एम्प्लॉई है. करेक्ट? सो लास्ट ईयर मार्च सैलरी, लास्ट फाइनेंशियल ईयर मार्च सैलरी is taxable in this financial year in April, because due और receipt दोनों अप्रैल में होगा. Correct? So last year March salary, we will also count that in this year. Last year March salary, we will also count that this in this year, because that is due in April or received in April as well, and he is an old employee. So we have to remember this in this mind while making the calculation. So we will take the salary from March to February. Salary from March to February. Salaries, that's okay. Salaries, what is the salary? 60,000 per month. That is okay. In this example, it amounts to 7,20,000. That is correct. But what I want to tell you, if a salary due or received both in the next month, then we will cover the salary from March to February. This is the main point. And how and why we cover the salary from March to February, that is clear, I guess. Because last March salary will be taxable in this April, and this March salary will be taxable in next April. That's why we will count the last March salary in this year, and we will exclude this March salary from this financial year. Correct? So in this financial year, if he joins before the current financial year, 7,20,000, because in a financial year there are only 12 months, April to March, and we are covering only salary for April to March. But due to the concept of section 15, April salary is taxable in the month of May in June. Similarly, March salary will be taxable in the next financial year. But previous March salary is taxable in this financial year. That's why we are counting the salary from March to February. So when there is the case, the salary due in the next month and also received in the next month, then we will have to consider the last March also, and we have to exclude this March also, this year March also. Okay? Then we will count the salary from March to February. Now it is clear? Now if it is clear, please solve the question number 3 fast. Here it is written salaries are paid on the first day of the following month. So please assume it is also due on the first day of the following month. Fast, fast. Pranav, answer is written, that's why you are answering. Okay. Fast, solve it. See, again salaries due on the next month and issued in the next month. So we have to cover salary from March to Feb. Correct? Correct? Is this correct? Correct now? His increment decision was, his salary was increased 90,000 per month. So 90,000 per month is increased from Jan, Feb and March. Correct? This is correct ना? 90,000 per month salary कब से हुई? जनवरी से हुई. So Jan, Feb and March salary is 90,000 per month. But March we are not counting. So 90,000 per month is for 2 months. Is this correct? Is this correct? Reply all please. March to Feb. Why March to Feb, Manvi? Because the salary is due on the first day of the following month. Also received on first day of the following month. And in the previous example, we have learned that in such cases, we have to cover the salary from last March to this February. From last March this February, because last March salary will due in this financial year on April, received on April. That's why it is taxable on April. And this March salary will due on the next financial year on April, received on April. That's why it will be taxable on the next financial year. That's why we have to cover the salary from March to February. I have written it. If due is not given, we are assuming that it is due in the first day of the following month. Not common, no common, not 7,20,000. See, before Jan, salary 70,000 per month. Jan, Feb and March. Increment 90,000, 90,000, 90,000. समझा रहा हूं. डेट के साथ डेट की जरूरत क्या है? First understand the months. It is on 1st Jan increment. बता रहा हूं. 1st Jan increment. तो for January salary is 90,000 per month. For February 90,000 per month, because from 1st Jan he is getting salary of 90,000 per month, and March 90,000 per month. Correct? Correct? Before January salary is 70,000 per month. Right? Now, if salary due, this is April and this is March, April to March. If salary is due in the next month, also received on the next month, then April salary का point of taxation will be May. May salary point of taxation will be June. Similarly, June will be July. July will be August. Similarly, March का point of taxation will be April. That will come in 2025. Is this clear? Is this clear now? So we cannot taxable this salary in the financial year, in the previous year 2024-25. As in the financial year 24-25, it starts from April 24 ends on 31st March 25, and it is out of purview of this period, so it is not taxable, right? And this salary belongs to March. That's why the salary of March is not taxable in this current financial year. That is clear now. So I am deleting this. Correct? Similarly, March 2024 salary will be taxable in April 2024. Correct? So this comes under the purview of this financial year, because this salary becomes due in April, received in April. So this comes under the purview of this financial year. So it is taxable in this financial year. So that's why I have to consider the salary of March also. March 24, 2024. So I will count the salary from March 2024 to कहां तक का? Feb 2025. Correct? For the correct. Now his increment is from 1st January. So salary changes from 1st January. And 1st January salary taxable in February. Correct? And February taxable in March. Here it is. Don't get confused again. So January salary is 90,000. February salary is 90,000. This is taxable in March 25. So I have to cover this. So these both salary will cover in this financial year. So 90,000 into 2. Correct? Correct? 180,000. Now before January, the December salary will taxable in January, right? And March salary will also, last year March salary, so March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 10 months salary I have to cover now. ऐसा? Correct? Correct क्या? Say, are you getting my point till now? Are you getting my point? Person joined in May. Which May? Let's check. Oh, he joined in 1st May. Correct. If he joined in 1st May, then salary of April we do not need to count. Salary of March we do not need to count. See, I was just explaining the concept. If in the case, salary due on the next month, also received on the next month. So generally we cover the salary from March to February. From last March to this February. Okay. Now in this example, he joined itself on May. So if he joined on May, so I do not need to cover the salary of last March and April. So I will count the salary from May, which will be taxable in June, June taxable July, July in August, August in September, September in November, November, December, December, January, January in February, and February in March. Right? And from here, salaries and salary for this is 90,000. How many months? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Correct? Correct? Now you getting my point? Correct. It's 8 months salary. So we have to check the question very consciously. Okay. What I want to tell you that if a salary due on the next month, received in the next month, we have to cover the salary from March to February, last March to this February. But if a person join in the mid of the year, then if he is not an employee, then how we will tax his salary? He is not in receipt of any income, right? 5,60,000 ऐसे आया कि he joined on May, so his May salary is taxable, June salary, July, August, September, यहाँ मिस हो गया फिर, अक्टूबर, नवंबर, सितंबर, दिसंबर, जनवरी, फरवरी, राइट? तो यहां पे क्या होगा? May salary will be taxable in June, June will be taxable in July, right? So if you count these, 2 months salary taxable नहीं होगी, सिंपल सी बात. आ गया? क्लियर है? आगे बढ़ूं क्या? हाँ वो, अरे मैंने 8 कर दिया भाई. यहाँ पे ये सितंबर, अक्टूबर, अक्टूबर, नवंबर, दिसंबर हो रहे हैं. ओके, just count it, man. Okay, I am moving forward now. So there is a question in the sheet, which is your homework. Question number 4. Question number 4 will be your homework. Okay, I am इसमें एक चीज कर देता हूं मैं, so you will not get confused. ये लाइन, ये शब्द, ये डेटा. So this is your homework and I will upload in on the portal. So this is your homework and you have to solve it, or you can screenshot it right now. This is your homework. Okay. There is a concept which is known as pay grade or pay scale, which we already completed. ठीक है, मार्च टू फरवरी जो किया, इंक्रीमेंट जो किया, वो यही होता है. What is pay grade? This is the pay grade if the salary is given in this form. If the salary is given in this form, 40,000 dash 5,000 dash 60,000 dash 7,000 dash 90,000. What does this mean? Pay grade is a system in which you already know your increment. Then when you will get the increment, at what slab you will get the increment. That is pay grade or pay scale or grade pay. Generally in the government companies, this system is followed. So in the pay grade or pay scale, you already have an idea that at what slab you will get the increment. So if the salary is given in this form, it means this 40,000 is your salary per month. Your salary per month. This 40,000 is your salary per month. Okay. While this 5,000 is your increment per year. Is your increment per year. But when you will receive the increment, when you reach the salary of 60,000. So if your salary is 40,000 per month, 40,000 per month, 40,000 per month, 40,000 per month, right? So in the very first year, your salary is 40,000 per month. Fine. At the end of the year, you will get increment 45,000. सैलरी हो जाएगा. कैसे हो जाएगा? 40,000 तो आपका था प्लस 5,000 इंक्रीमेंट, राइट? Similarly, in the next year, it will be 50,000. How? 45,000 salary plus increment of 5,000, right? Similarly, 50,000, then 60,000. So this means 40,000 is your per month salary. 5,000 is your increment per year until you reach this salary, 60,000. So when you reach the salary of 60,000, the increment will be 7,000 per year. The increment will be 7,000 per year. So this is per month. This is per year. This is again per month. This is again per year. Sorry, or this is per month. So you will get the increment of 5,000 per year until you reach the salary of 60,000 per month. After getting the salary, after reaching the salary of 60,000 per month, your increment will increase to 7,000. That means from here, the next year, your salary will be 67,000. For this year, 60,000 per month. In the next year, 60,000 plus 7,000, the new increment slab, and your salary will be 67,000. This is known as pay grade. This is known as pay grade. Okay, is it clear now? Yeah, it will take years to reach that salary. So if the pay grade is given in the question, then you have to understand which amount is per month and which amount is per year. And what does this mean? There is a question. Yeah, it is basic salary. 40,000 is basic salary. The question is given here, and this is again your homework. Okay, this is again your homework, and we will discuss it in the next class. $2,000 का क्या होगा? Once he reach 88,000, तो हम डिस्कस करेंगे, एक बार आप सोल्व करके लाइए. We will discuss. Okay. Now moving forward. As we discussed in this chapter, there will be three major sections. Section 15 we already covered. Section 16 we will cover in the coming sessions. And section 17. Section 17 is the meaning of salary, perquisites, and profit in lieu of salary. These both we will cover in the coming session. Salary, the most important thing. As we already studied okay, I am explaining in English only, right? I already explained the salary and wages. There is no conceptual difference between salary and wages. Okay. So salary and wages, there is no conceptual difference. Okay. Under the head salary not only includes the basic salary, that is a slab that is given by the employer to you, but it also includes the monetary benefits and non-monetary benefits. Monetary benefits, for example, you are getting the allowances. What are the doubts? Please tell me, Bhagwan, what are the doubts? Bhagwan, what is your doubt? Yeah, please tell me, write on the chat, please. Yeah, Bhagwan, tell me.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Bhavna. Okay, sorry. Bhavna, what is your turn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir,
tell me.
क्वेश्चन नंबर थर्ड में निकालना. सर, इस क्वेश्चन के अंदर ये कहीं भी नहीं लिखा कि ड्यू कब हुआ है, मतलब इन फॉलोइंग मंथ नहीं लिखा हुआ है.
Right. So Bhavna, that's why I was telling you that it was not written in the question. That's why I have written it here. Ki, assume that the due date is on first day of the following, and solve the question after assuming this assumption.
ओके सर.
Okay.
सर, यस
Yeah,
सर,
yes.
सैलरी जो होती है वो हमेशा फिर प्रीवियस ईयर में ही टैक्सेबल होती है.
मतलब I'm not getting you.
सर, जैसे हमने सैलरी अर्न की है जैन 2024 में.
Correct.
सर, फिर वो उसी मंथ में टैक्सेबल हो जाएगी ना, मतलब असेसमेंट ईयर में टैक्सेबल नहीं होगी ना.
Yeah.
वैसे
If it is taxable in the once in a previous year, then it will not taxable in the next previous year again. Fine. For example, let's see. In the Income Tax Act, we cover the income from financial year. Fine. There are two concepts: previous year and assessment year. Previous year means the year which started on the 1st April and ends on 31st March. Correct? Whatever the income you are earning in this period is taxable in this period, and it is assessed in the next financial year. That's why it is known as assessment year. So whatever the income is earning between 1st April to 31st March is taxable for that previous year and assessment year. Are you getting my point?
यस सर.
हिंदी में बोलूं?
हाँ सर, एक बार बता दो.
हाँ, देखो क्या हुआ है कि अप्रैल से मार्च में जो पीरियड है वो हमारा फाइनेंशियल ईयर और प्रीवियस ईयर का पीरियड है. तो अप्रैल से मार्च का जो पीरियड है उसमें जो भी हमें इनकम अर्न होगी, जितना भी हम पैसा कमाएंगे, वो टैक्सेबल होगा.
यस
फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आपका प्रीवियस ईयर 24-25 है, यानी कि 1 अप्रैल 2024 से चालू होगा और 31 मार्च 24-25 को खत्म होगा. करेक्ट?
यस सर.
तो 1 अप्रैल 2024 से लेकर 31 मार्च 2025 तक जो भी इनकम आपने अर्न करी है वो टैक्सेबल होगी फॉर दिस प्रीवियस ईयर। और इनकम टैक्स कब होती है? असेसमेंट ईयर में। असेसमेंट कब होता है? असेसमेंट ईयर जो उसका नेक्स्ट पीरियड होता है, लेकिन कैलकुलेशन तो यही हो जाएगी ना।
ओके सर, मतलब टैक्सेबल तो असेसमेंट में होगी बट कैलकुलेशन प्रीवियस में ही हो
हाँ,
जाएगी।
उसी इनकम के बेस पे तुम असेसमेंट ईयर में उसको टैक्स करेंगे ना।
यस सर।
करेक्ट।
हाँ।
ये कॉन्सेप्ट में हमने पढ़ा था ना, दैट
यस
इज
सर।
प्रीवियस ईयर एंड असेसमेंट ईयर। तो इनकम इज
Yes.
असेस्ड इन द असेसमेंट ईयर, बट वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट द इनकम इज अर्नड इन द प्रीवियस ईयर। So whatever you are earning in the previous year is taxable in the assessment year. So we have to
Yes,
make
sir.
the calculation of the income of the previous year. Previous year में जो आपने
Yes.
पैसा कमाया हम उसके ऊपर कैलकुलेशन करेंगे for that assessment year. Correct? So in this
Yes.
question there is a concept of section 15 which defines due or received which is earlier.
Yes sir.
Only that is the point of taxation. Correct? So in this
Yes.
question, if an employee joins, sorry, if an employee, if its salary is due on the next month, fine, also received on the next month, तो जो मार्च का जो सैलरी होगा ना बेटा वो अगले फाइनेंशियल ईयर में ड्यू होगा। मार्च 2025 का जो सैलरी है
Yes sir.
ड्यू भी हो रहा है वो अप्रैल 2025 में, रिसीव्ड भी
Yes,
हो रहा है
sir.
अप्रैल 2025 में।
अप्रैल 25
करेक्ट।
में।
तो वो तो दूसरा
Yes, sir.
फाइनेंशियल ईयर चालू हो गया ना,
यस सर।
तो वो तो वहां पे टैक्सेबल होगा ना।
यस सर।
तो इसलिए मैंने उसको यहाँ पे कवर नहीं किया।
ठीक है सर।
करेक्ट। बट
Yes.
पिछली बार का जो मार्च का है वो
Yes,
इस
sir.
साल के अप्रैल में टैक्सेबल होना चाहिए ना, बिकॉज वो ड्यू भी
Yes,
यही
sir.
हो रहा है, रिसीव भी यही हो रहा है। तो
Yes,
इसलिए
sir.
मैंने उसको कवर किया। बट इस केस में क्या हुआ? इन दिस केस ही ज्वाइंड ऑन 1 मई। तो अगर उसने 1 मई को ज्वाइन किया है तो उसकी तो सैलरी ही नहीं थी ना मार्च की, तो
यस सर।
तो मैं इसको कैसे काउंट करूंगा? जब मार्च में सैलरी नहीं थी तो मैं इनकम कहां से लाऊंगा? दैट्स व्हाई मैंने आई स्टार्ट काउंटिंग फ्रॉम मार्च एंड मार्च सैलरी विल बी टैक्सेबल इन अप्रैल, sorry, and my salary will be taxable in June salary will taxable in July and so on.
यस
And
सर,
हम
क्लियर।
वहां से काउंट करेंगे तो देर इज एन इंक्रीमेंट इन 90,000 का। तो 90,000 का जो उसका सैलरी बढ़ रहा है वो कब बढ़ रहा है? जनवरी में।
जैन में।
लेकिन जनवरी का टैक्सेबल कब हो रहा है?
फेब में।
फेब में। फेब का टैक्सेबल कब हो रहा है? मार्च।
मार्च।
तो 2 मंथ का सैलरी तो 90,000 से मल्टीप्लाई करके लूंगा।
यस सर।
और जो पहले का
180.
मई से लेकर जो पहले का सैलरी वो मैं 70,000 से मल्टीप्लाई करके लूंगा।
यस सर, क्लियर सर।
वो 8 मंथ होता है।
सर वन मोर डाउट।
या प्लीज।
सर, फॉर एग्जाम्पल मिस्टर ए हैज सैलरी 10,000
ठीक
and
है।
he take advance from a company rupees 5,000 from employer. Take advance from employer 5,000.
let me please tell me, एडवांस लिया है या एडवांस अगेंस्ट सैलरी लिया है?
Advance against.
ओके ठीक है।
Against sir.
ओके
And the salary of 5,000 is adjusted against these loan, these advance.
ठीक है, हो गया।
Sir, my doubt is the salary that is adjusted amount is 5,000 against the loan, that is taxable or not?
इट इज टैक्सेबल। सुनो वापस हिंदी में बताता हूँ बात को।
Yes.
देखिए 10,000 आपकी सैलरी पर मंथ है फॉर द पीरियड अप्रैल 2024। क्लियर है यहाँ तक?
Yes sir.
अप्रैल 2024 को आपको 10,000 की सैलरी है। अब आपने क्या करा, या तो एडवांस ले लिया उस सैलरी के अगेंस्ट में या फिर लोन ले लिया। कितने का? 5,000 का।
5,000.
लेकिन आपने लिया कब? मार्च में।
Yes sir.
ठीक है। मार्च में अगर आपने लोन लिया है या एडवांस लिया है तो लोन एंड एडवांस दोनों रीपेबल होते हैं।
Yes sir.
तो वो आपकी इनकम तो नहीं है, तो वो टैक्सेबल तो नहीं होगी। जब इनकम ही नहीं तो टैक्सेबल भी नहीं होगी मार्च में। लेकिन 10,000 की जो अप्रैल को सैलरी मिलेगी वो तो इनकम है, वो टैक्सेबल
Yes
होगी।
sir.
तो 10,000 पूरा टैक्सेबल हो गया।
Yes sir.
बट जब मैं पेमेंट करूंगा तो मुझे उससे लोन लेना है, वापस लेना है ना मुझे। मैं एम्प्लॉयर हूं, मुझे उससे वापस लोन लेना है। ठीक है। और उसको मुझे देना, और मेरे को उसको 10,000 रुपए भी देने हैं। तो या तो मैं करूँ, एक काम करूँ, उसको 10,000 रुपए दे देता हूँ, उससे 5,000 रुपए ले लेता हूँ। एक तरीका यह है। या फिर मैं उसको डायरेक्ट 5,000 का पेमेंट कर दूं ना,
यस सर।
एडजस्टमेंट करके। तो मैंने पेमेंट 5,000 किया है, लेकिन उसने इनकम तो 10,000 की कमाई है ना, वो तो उसने एप्लीकेशन ऑफ इनकम करी उसके लोन को चुकाने की।
ठीक है सर।
गॉट इट?
यस सर, क्लियर सर, थैंक यू सर।
Okay. Anybody have any other doubt? Please tell me, because this is the foundation of this chapter. Anybody else, please? Practically salary due as per the agreement between the employer and employee. What is written in the what is written in the agreement? The salary due on that basis only. Yeah, Virendra, please tell me.
Sir, I can't understand partnership in partnership. Partner is agent and principal one another.
अच्छा, हमने जब सीए फाउंडेशन में पढ़ा था, हिंदी में बोलूं इंग्लिश में बोलूं, आप किस में कंफर्टेबल?
सर आप हिंदी में ही बोलिए।
हाँ, तो जब हमने फाउंडेशन में पढ़ा था, जब हमने थोड़ा सा पार्टनरशिप का कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ा था, या फिर हमने जब 12th में भी पढ़ा है पार्टनरशिप का कॉन्सेप्ट, जब आप उसमें पढ़ोगे व्हाट इज पार्टनरशिप, तो पार्टनरशिप में जो पार्टनर्स होते हैं ना, वो एक बिजनेस चलाते हैं मिलकर, ठीक है? तो कोई पार्टनर दूसरे पार्टनर का एम्प्लॉय नहीं होता है, पार्टनर है ना वो, तो उसका इक्वल राइट है ना, इक्वल या फिर जो भी हमारे एग्रीमेंट पे राइट है वो राइट है ना। तो जब भी कोई डीलिंग होती है ना, कहीं साइन करने की बात आती है, तो एक ही पार्टनर साइन कर देता है ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ अदर पार्टनर। या फिर कुछ भी डील करने की बात आती है, कोई मेरे को परचेज ही करना है, तो मैं दूसरे बिहाफ के पे मैं परचेज कर लेता हूं, तो वो एक तरह का एजेंट बन गया उस केस में उसका,
यस सर,
दूसरे पार्टनर का, ठीक है?
यस
बट ठीक है, तो दूसरा पार्टनर प्रिंसिपल भी हो गया उसका।
यस सर,
सिमिलरली ये चीज दूसरे पार्टनर उसके लिए भी तो करेंगे।
यस सर। तो सर ये टैक्सेबल है या नहीं? ये टैक्सेबल नहीं होना चाहिए ना?
हाँ, तो नहीं है ना बेटा, मैंने भी तो ये बोला था ना कि देयर इज ए रिलेशनशिप ऑफ प्रिंसिपल एंड एजेंट, तो एम्प्लॉय एम्प्लॉयर की रिलेशनशिप नहीं है वहां पे, सो इट इज नॉट टैक्सेबल अंडर द हेड सैलरीज। बट पीजीबीपी में तो टैक्सेबल होगी, उसको सैलरी मिल रही फ्रॉम बिजनेस, ही इज गेटिंग द रेम्यूनरेशन, दैट सैलरी इज रेम्यूनरेशन एक्चुअली, नॉट अ सैलरी। वो नाम सैलरी है बट इट इज रेम्यूनरेशन, पार्टनर सैलरी। व्हाई इज गेटिंग द सैलरी? बिकॉज ही इज मैनेजिंग द बिजनेस, वो बिजनेस को मैनेज कर रहा है, उसके लिए उसको सैलरी मिल रही है ना। बट सैलरी देने वाला एम्प्लॉयर नहीं है, वो खुद ही है, या फिर वो आपस में दे रहे हैं।
यस सर,
क्लियर है? तो, हाँ, और बोलिए।
यस सर। वन डाउट सर, वो ऑफ और फोर वाला था ना सर? सर उसके अंदर वो डिफरेंस, मतलब कि आपने बताया था कि फोर कौन सा था?
क्वेश्चन बोलिए। Riddhi, I will be coming back to you. I will coming back to you in English. Don't worry.
Okay, sir. I can see after I can ask you, sir. Okay.
Yeah, please. हाँ, Riddhi, what's your doubt, Riddhi? No, Riddhi. Again, I am repeating, in the case of a firm, if a partner is getting a salary, then it will not taxable under the head salary. But if a firm, I am an employee of the firm, I am not a partner of a firm. For example, I am an employee of a firm, I am not the partner of that firm. So my salary is taxable under the head salary because I am not a partner, I am an employee. Getting my point, Riddhi? Say yes or no, please. Okay? Yeah, Hardik, please tell me. Hardik, please tell me. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I want to ask in relation to the contract for and the contract of
service. Correct.
Yes,
you have
sir.
doubt in that, right?
Yes, sir.
See, सबसे पहले in which language you are comfortable?
Sir, English.
Okay. So there are two terms, contract of service and contract for service. So understand the point, contract for service. यानी कि I am making a contract for providing the service, right? So if I provide a service to somebody else, he can give me a target that's what I want from you, but he cannot guide me how to achieve that target. He cannot order me. He cannot determine that you have to work like this, you have to work like this. He cannot determine the performance, the way of performance, or the manner of performance of my duty. For example, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan or Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. He both are actors, right? But
Yes.
Mr. Amitabh Bachchan works in different films under different banners. Banners, I mean production houses, right?
Yes.
And he's getting the remuneration directly from those production houses.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So there is no agreement of employee. There is an agreement of service, profession.
Yes, sir.
So those banners have given him the target that this is your role, and it's up to you how you perform it, right? And sometimes they guide, but they do not order them. No, tum aisa hi karo. You should do like that. You should do, right? And there is no agreement between them of
Okay.
employee and employer. While for example, Ajay Devgan is there. So Ajay Devgan is employed under the banner. What's his
Yes.
banner name? I don't know. Rohit Shetty and Ajay Devgan has a banner. So under that banner, so he is getting the salary from that banner. Okay? Ab, what if Ajay Devgan also works for Yash Chopra banner? So if he is working for Yash Chopra banner, so Yash Chopra is not giving him salary directly to Ajay Devgan. Yash Chopra giving the remuneration to the Rohit Shetty banner, and Rohit Shetty giving the salary to the Ajay Devgan. It means the relationship, the contact is between the Rohit Shetty and Yash Chopra.
Yes, sir.
And Ajay Devgan is an employee of Rohit Shetty banner, and he's providing the services to the Yash Raj banner only as an employee of Rohit Shetty banner. So that is the contract of service.
Sir,
Yeah.
can I give one example?
Example तो दिया ना बेटा मैंने अभी.
Okay, sir, I am giving one example. Sir,
Yeah, please.
like I will become a chartered accountant and I am providing my services to a company. The company cannot determine my performance. It is a contract for service. Correct, sir?
No. If you are working as
Auditor, statutory auditor.
statutory auditor under any CA firm,
No, sir, I have my own CA.
individual. So yeah,
Yes.
it is your profession and it is contract for service.
Contract
but
for service.
in same case, if you are employed in Big Four,
Yes, sir.
that
Contract
is
of service.
KPMG, okay, and you are getting the salary from the KPMG,
Yes,
and the remuneration from another company is received by the KPMG, then that is contract of service between you and KPMG,
yes, sir. Okay,
and
sir.
contract for service between KPMG and that company.
Yes, sir. Got it.
What my point? This is the very
Yes.
clear example. KPMG and uska jo contract hoga, that is contract for service, and you and KPMG have a contract of service. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Vedi, please tell me.
Sir, one small doubt.
Please tell me.
Sir, one small doubt last. Sir, in case of RN, if I am aged of 60 years and plus, then will I get a basic exemption limit of 3 lakh?
In which case?
RNOR.
Resident, no.
No, sir.
Resident, not ordinary resident. No, you will get resident. He is resident. You will get RO and R, not ordinary resident.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he will get.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Vedi. What's your doubt? Okay, shall I move forward? Shall I move forward? So there are two questions which I have given you for homework. This is very tricky question. Question number 4. This is very tricky. Please be conscious and vigilant while solving this question. So again, for the sake of the confusion, I have deleted this word. Okay. So this is a very tricky question. Please solve it. Now, all the concept regarding the basics of the salary is cleared, right? So where we were, meaning of salary. So salary includes not only monetary benefits, but also non-monetary benefits. What is non-monetary benefit? Generally, non-monetary benefits are known as perquisites or perks in short. Non-monetary benefits, for example, I am employed in some company and that company is not providing me any cash, but that company provide me a facility of a house, and the rent of house is paid by that company. Point to be noted. The rent of house is there paid by that company because there is some agreement between that company and that house owner, and I am getting only a facility. There is no cash received from that company. There is no check received from that company. Neither I am paying any rent. So this is a facility for me. This is a facility for me. That is non-monetary, right? So salary also includes such benefits. If you are getting any benefit from your employer, that will be taxable under the head salary, until unless there are some specific provisions for that. Benefit means if there is a cost of employer towards you, if there is a cost of employer towards you, that will be the benefit of you. That will be the advantage for you. For example, you are getting a facility of house. That's why you need not to make the payment of rent of that house, because company is providing you a house facility where you can live while working with that company, right? You have that facility. Why you have that facility? Because you are working for that company. That's why that company is providing you the house facility, and that is non-monetary. That is known as perquisites, right? Similarly, the house also that company also provided you the facility of gardener. There is a garden in your house, and a gardener comes and all the gardening for you. Neither you have to make the payment, nor you are getting any reimbursement, nor you are getting any cash. This is again a facility, right? Similarly, sometime company also provided allowances. For example, the company is not providing the house facility, but what the company is doing, or whatever the employer is doing, for example, you are living in Rajasthan and you moved to work in a company in Maharashtra, for example, Mumbai. Now in Mumbai, you have to live at somewhere else. So you find a house and start paying the rent of that house. You are paying the rent of house. Okay. So you are paying the rent of house, right? So there is a expenses on your behalf. But what the company will do, company reimburse that expenses in the form of allowances, and it gives a component in your salary, that is house rent allowance. Why it's giving a component in your salary? That is, the company is giving a component naming house rent allowance that will be credited to your account every month. Why? Because you need to make the payment of the rent. That is monetary benefit. So salary also includes these. So if you go through the definition, number one, salary include wages, already discussed. Any fee, commission, perquisites. Perquisites I have discussed. Profit in lieu of salary, we will discuss later in this coming session. Commission, if you are getting any kind of commission from the company due to the employment with that company, that is become the part of salary. Any fees, fine. Advance salary, we already discussed, right? Any payment received for any period of leave not availed. In every company or every big company, you have some paid leaves for which you can take the leave and you will get the payment. But there is another option. You cannot take the holiday and you cannot take the leave, or you can convert that leave into the cash and you will receive the cash for not availing the leaves. That is known as leave encashment. Converting your leaves into cash, that is leave encashment. Leaves ko encash kara liya. Fine. If you are not taking leave, you can convert that leaves in the cash and you will get the salary against those leaves. That is leave encashment. That is also included in the definition of salary. This is the definition and it's inclusive definition. ऐसा नहीं कि यही salary होगा. This is not an exhaustive list. It includes the following: wages, leave encashment, fees, commission, perquisites, which I discussed, non-monetary benefits, profit in lieu of salary, gratuity, pension, annuity. Annuity or pension is similar. What is pension? Pension is what some company provide to the employees after their retirement on a recurring nature, monthly basis, right? That is pension. For example, if you are working for a company ABC Limited, and after the retirement, you will receive 10,000 per month from that company. That is pension, right? Which is not repayable. Which is not repayable. Okay. We will discuss in the next session pension and gratuity. What is gratuity? Gratuity is a lump sum payment received after the retirement by the company voluntarily. If you retired from a company, you work for that company, that's why company gives after the retirement or at the time of retirement, sometime during the service also, a lump sum amount of say 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs as a gratuity. That is also become the part of your salary. There is a gratuity act also there, right? Provident fund. What is provident fund? This is the major topic that we will discuss in the coming session. Provident fund, for the time being, just understand that there is a fund in which employee makes a regular payment or contributions. Employer also make the regular payment or contribution. Fine. That is provident fund. Now it's saying the portion of annual accretion in any previous year to the balance at the credit of employee participating in a recognized provident fund to the extent it is taxable and transferring balance recognized. We will discuss it. Don't worry. For the time being, skip it. We will discuss it. Okay. Now the last one. Sorry, second last one. The contribution made by central government or any other employer in the previous year to the account of employee under the pension scheme. There is a pension scheme under section 80 CCD. So if a government or any employer making any contribution to that scheme, that will also go out under the head salary. There is a fund, pension fund, in which the government also makes a contribution, you also make a contribution. Okay? So that is also becomes the part of the salary. Which part? Which the employer making the payment becomes the part of salary. Because why the employer making the payment to or contributing to that fund? Because there is an employer-employee relationship. That's why it is also becoming the part of salary. Last one, similarly, the contribution made by the central government in the previous year to the Agniveer Corpus Fund. There is an Agniveer Corpus Fund. Agniveer scheme is there, and if the government is making any contribution to in the previous year in that scheme for the individual, that is also covered by the salary. Okay. However, इसके बाद में हम बात करेंगे that will there are certain deductions available for these two. So this is the list of the definition. So in examination, there is a chance that question that they will ask a question. The salary includes A, wages, B, advance salary, C, any payment in respect of leave encashment or gratuity. So you have to mug up these points. However, we will discuss all these points in the coming sessions. Wages I already discussed, it's only a salary. Gratuity, little bit I already told you. Leave encashment is there. Advance salary we have discussed. Provident fund we will discuss in deep in the coming session. And these two, it is nothing but a contribution made by the central government or employer in a fund scheme, whether it is Agni Corpus Fund or it is pension fund. Any doubt till now? Hardik, we will discuss in deduction chapter. Yeah, even if it is mentioned that the partner will get the salary, actually it is in most of the cases it is mentioned that partner will get the salary. But if the partner is getting the salary, it will not be taxable under the head salary. No, session is not over till now. Don't worry. Session is not over. Because due to the doubts, the session, what I was expecting is not completed. And we also started the session little bit. Can we little bit extend this session? Vedahi, any doubt? Virendra Sharma, any doubt? It will be taxable under the head PGBP, partner salary. Partner salary will always be taxable under that PGBP, business or profession. 40B, section 40, clause B. Okay. Now from here, okay, this was the foundation of your salary head. The overall foundation of your salary head. So what we will do, we will study this chapter. We will study, it is not in the law, but we will study this chapter in 4 major parts. One is basic salary or basics, which we already covered. Fine. Second, we will study allowances. Third, we will study perquisites. And we will study deductions in the fourth case. This will be the flow. Okay. Basic salary concept we have completed. And point to be noted, if it is written in any question, what I'm saying, if it is written in any question, number 1, basic salary, always taxable. Number 2, commission, always taxable. 3, bonus, always taxable. 4, DA, DNS allowance, always taxable. Please remember these 4 things. I will not repeat it again. Basic salary, 100% taxable. Commission, 100% taxable. Bonus, 100% taxable. DNS allowance, 100% taxable. Right? So, I will give a little bit understanding of allowances. Shall we? See, what is allowances? It is monetary benefit. Yeah, this is not PD. I will upload for sure. Today I will upload by itself only. Yeah, I will upload. So, monetary benefits is allowances. It means the employer is giving you some monetary benefits by giving you some allowances. That is allowances. Fine. And in Income Tax Act, we divide the allowances in these categories. The first one is fully taxable allowances. That is always taxable. From here, we will, in allowance, what we need to determine allowance, how much allowance is taxable and how much allowance is exempt. There is always some exemptions available to some allowances. So in this allowances topic, we will determine that which part of allowance is exempted and which part is taxable. Either it is fully exempted, either it is fully taxable. So for this, we have divided the allowances into 4 major categories. Number 1, fully taxable under both regime. You know the regimes. That's why I discussed regime today. It is very important under the head salary. Yeah. Tushar, part-time job. You already mentioned the job. Part-time job, what kind of part-time job? If there is an agreement of contract of service with both the employer, then it is part of salary head. It is different from Chopra example. Why? Because in the case of Amitabh Bachchan, who is working under the banner, who is not working under any banner, but he acts as an actor for different banners. where they cannot determine his performance, manner of performance of duties, how he should perform his duties. They cannot order him. Okay, the next lecture is 6 p.m. Okay, 10 minutes, maximum 10 minutes I will take. Okay, maximum 10 minutes. Okay, fine. So fully taxable in both regimes. So whether you are opting for the default regime, whether you are opting salary received in private firm to a normal employee who is not a partner is taxable under the head salary. Okay, fully taxable allowances. Whether you are opting for the default regime and whether you are opting for optional regime, it is taxable for both. And you have to remember these allowances. Entertainment allowance. Sometimes some companies provide an allowance so the employees can get refresh their mind for their entertainment purpose. Right? This is known as entertainment allowance. Second one is dearness allowance. What is dearness allowance? It is also known as DA. Dearness allowance. Dearness allowance is an allowance which is provided by the company in order to meet the inflation. Your salary is 10,000 per month fixed, but inflation is increasing day by day. So company is providing an allowance to cope up with that inflation. That's why it is known as dearness allowance. Fine, it is fully taxable. Overtime allowance, if you are doing anything, any job after the normal working hours, you will get the overtime, and that overtime is fully taxable. Medical allowance, if you are getting any allowance for your medical, fixed medical allowance, it is fully taxable. CT compensatory allowance, what is this? CT compensatory allowance. You are working in Jaipur, Rajasthan. You are working in Rajasthan right now, right? But for some reasons, your transfer takes place and you are transferred to Maharashtra, Mumbai. Fine. While your salary remains the same. While your salary remains the same, you got transferred to Mumbai. But if you see, the cost of living in Mumbai is much higher as compared to the Rajasthan. So there is a loss of that employee. So in order to meet that increased cost of living, employers sometimes provide the allowances known as CT compensatory allowances, that you are providing that allowance in order to compensate him to cope up with the increased standard of living. Okay, that is fully taxable. Any interim allowance is taxable. Servant allowance, if you are getting any allowance, जैसे कि आपके पास कोई सर्वेंट हो, for getting any servant, it is taxable. Project allowance, for any kind of project you are getting a special project allowance, that is fully taxable. Tiffin allowance, dinner allowance या lunch allowance, it is fully taxable. Any other cash allowance is taxable. Warden allowance is taxable. Non-practicing allowance, that you cannot practice some business, you cannot practice something else, that is non-practicing allowance. So these are the allowances which are fully taxable. So you have to mug up these anyhow. But for very important thing, entertainment allowance is important, DNS is important, overtime medical is important, CCA is important. Tiffin allowance is important, and transport allowance is important. So entertainment allowance, DNS allowance. DNS allowance, ये हमेशा क्वेश्चन में आएगा. It will always come in the question. DNS allowance to cope up and meet the inflation. So DNS allowance is always taxable, fully taxable, 100% taxable. Whatever you are receiving is taxable. Entertainment allowance taxable. CT compensatory allowance taxable. Wardenship, project allowance, interim allowance taxable. Any cash allowance taxable. Tiffin allowance, lunch allowance or dinner allowance is taxable. Fixed medical allowance is taxable. Last one, transport allowance. What is this? an allowance provided by the company in order to commute the distance distance from office to home and from home to office. Whatever the expenses you are incurring for reaching the office from home and from office to home, and for that if the company is providing any transport allowance, that is fully taxable, except if the employee is handicapped. Except if the employee is handicapped. So for the normal employee, it is fully taxable. For the normal employee, it is fully taxable. Tiffin allowance is exempted. Tiffin allowance, you are spending your time at office in the morning for that, and you are doing lunch in the morning, and that's why the company is providing you some cash form of allowance, and that is fully taxable. So these are the allowances, almost 13 allowances, which are fully taxable for every employee, and you have to remember this. In short, DA, CCA, fixed medical allowance, servant allowance, fixed medical allowance, servant allowance, tiffin allowance, transport allowance to normal employees is fully taxable, or DNS allowance and entertainment allowance is fully taxable. Clear? Clear? Can I move forward? Yeah. Now coming towards the fully exempted allowance under both the regime, and we already discussed that. Any allowance to a citizen of India rendering services outside India and appointed by the central government of India. Any allowances to that employee or any perquisites to that employee is fully exempted. In both the regimes. Okay. यहाँ तक clear है? Are you clear here? Are you with me here? Till now? Okay. Now there are two different allowances, which are, number one, exempted partly. Exempted partly. And these are the allowances which are exempted under the optional tax regime only, fully. Only old tax regime. Optional means old regime, and these are exempted only in the old regime. Number one, allowance to the judges of Supreme Court or High Court. Sumptuary allowance. Sumptuary means legal advice allowance. Any allowance for the legal advice to the judges of the Supreme Court or High Court is fully exempted under the old regime, only when you are opting the old regime. If you are opting the new regime, then still it is not clear whether it is exempt or not. So we have to give two answers here. First, we will say it is exempted only in the old regime, but we will also write like this, because क्या हुआ है, under the act, in the respective act in which these allowances are provided, for example, under the respective act, जहां पे ये allowance मिलता है, exemption is given notwithstanding anything contained under the Income Tax Act or any other act. It means Income Tax Act, whatever the provisions are written in the Income Tax Act, these acts saying that, these acts explains that these are exempted. But this explanation is before the new tax regime. That's why it is not clear at all. And that's why it is written in this manner in the study material as well. So if such question arises, so we have to write both the explanations. that it is fully exempt for the all tax regime. Salary and allowances to the High Court judges, sumptuary allowances to the High Court or Supreme Court judges is fully exempted. However, in the respective act, it is written there that these exemptions should be available notwithstanding anything contained under the Income Tax Act. And last one, salary and allowances by United Nations organizations. Agar UNO, if UNO is giving you salary or allowances and you are opting the old regime, then it is exempted. But if you are opting the new regime, then we have to write these remarks. Okay? Are you getting my point? If old regime, all three are exempted. In old regime, all three are exempted. Okay? Am I audible? Hello? Okay. Got it? Tomorrow or in the next session, we will discuss these. Okay? And please note that there will be no income tax session on Monday. The session will be on Wednesday. There will be no income tax session on Monday. The session will be on Wednesday directly. That is 23rd October. Okay? Yeah, Virendra. Now tell me all the doubts. We will discuss this in the later session. Yeah, please tell me.
Yes, sir. I asking you that it's not in 1 and 3 is सर सेकंड तो exempted है लेकिन पहले और तीसरे के अंदर क्या है सर?
Which 1 and 3? Which 1 and 3 you are talking about?
Fully exempted only under the option tax regime.
Yeah. These 3 points.
Yes, sir.
Number 1, allowances to the High Court judges, allowances to the Supreme Court judges, sumptuary allowances to the High Court and Supreme Court judges, and salary and allowances, including both salary and allowances by the United Nations organization is fully exempted if you are opting the old regime.
Yes, sir.
But if you are opting the default regime, then the clarification from the CBDTs is still pending. That's why if the question arises, we have to write this remarks. And this remark says कि under the act, like UNA का जो भी act है, what are the act UNA follows, what are the act High Court and Supreme Court judges follows, it is written that any allowances to them is exempted, even it is contrary to the Income Tax Act.
Yes.
Even the Income Tax Act is not allowed, but they allowed by overriding the provisions of the Income Tax Act. You understand the meaning of overriding?
Yes, sir.
Nullifying the provisions of the Income Tax Act.
Yes, sir.
But this is not still clear because this notification or this circular is before the new tax regime. And in the new tax regime, it is already written that nothing contained under any act. This should be followed. So there is a contradiction between two provisions. This provision says nothing, notwithstanding anything contained in the Income Tax Act, while the Income Tax Act 115 BAC, if you are opting this, so nothing contained contrary to any act there is a contradiction between two provisions, and there is no clear clarification regarding these provisions. That's why we are writing this note. Okay. Don't worry. Question will not appear in the exam without giving any clarification. If it appear in the exam by chance, please write this. Okay. No, allowances given to the government employee in India may be exempted, may not be exempted, but all allowances given to by the government of India is not exempted. In this case, citizen of India rendering services outside India and employed by the government of India, it is exempted, but not in every case. So I repeat allowance again, because this is very important. Allowances, we divide the allowance into 4 categories: fully taxable in both regimes, fully exempt in both regimes, and fully exempt in old regime. But clarification under new regime is still pending. Okay. Fully taxable, you have to mother. DNS allowance, entertainment allowance, city compensatory allowance, proctorship allowance, project allowance, tiffin allowance, lunch allowance, servant allowance, or transport allowance to the normal employees. Okay? Fully exempted, outside India, embassy and row wala case. The case of embassy and row, fully exempted. Because member of the parliament are not treated as the employee of government. Member of parliament and state legislature is not treated as employee of the government, and the remuneration salary earned by them is taxable under the head other sources. That's why the allowances given to them is not taxable. Okay. Shall we conclude this session today? Because you have another class at 6 p.m. Am I audible? Same to you. Have a good day. Hardik, you still have a doubt? Please tell me fast. Yeah, please tell me. Just 1 minute. There is a student who have some doubt. Yeah, please, Hardik, please tell me. Yeah, Hardik, please tell me.
Sir, you said that the MP and MLA salary goes to IFOS salary,
Yeah.
but
It is clearly written in the act that their salary is not treated as salary under the head salary, because they are not deemed to be appointed by the central government. And if they are not deemed to be appointed by the central government, it means it comes in the regular head. Yeah, please tell me now.
But sir, the allowances and other perquisites that they get will be taxable in the IFOS, no?
Salary will also be taxable in the IRS.
Salary, allowances, perquisites, everything will be taxable in IFOS.
Yes, everything. That will be not covered by the income under that salary at all. Their income will be covered by the income under the head other sources.
IFOS. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
I hope you enjoy the session. If you enjoy the session, please let me know. Okay, shall we close?